The price of Bitcoin continued its rally up this morning, hitting $23,000, currently sitting just below that level. Are we expecting a dump throughout the course of the rest of the weekend? Well, in today's video, I'm going to explain to you about the CME gap. I'm also going to explain to you about my current open trades. And currently, I've got a long position open on BNB that I've literally just opened. I've got my Algorand trade that I mentioned in the main channel video the other day, my Bitcoin trade, and my Link trade. All of these trades are currently in profit, whether it be $2 or $10,000. Doesn't really matter to me because I've just opened that BNB trade, and I want to explain why I've just opened that BNB trade. So we're going to talk about that in today's video. So if you are interested in all of these things, please do slap a like on today's video. We're going to do some price analysis on a bunch of different things, including Tap Global Coin. So please slap a like. We're trying to get 600 likes on today's video. I know that we can do it. So slap a like, subscribe, especially if you are new and you've never seen me before. We've got amazing accuracy here on the channel. Not everything is correct, but it tends to be that way anyway. So do subscribe, and trying to hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel as well this year. So please do subscribe. Anyway, first things first, the price of Bitcoin broke out last night. We actually broke the level here that I discussed in previous videos, about $21,750. And upon breaking $21,750, we shot to the upside, currently sitting just below $23,000. Are we expecting a drop to the downside? Well, we need to look at where the CME gap is currently sitting. And the CME gap currently sits at $22,390. So I'm not writing off a decline in price again this weekend back down to these levels where we kind of closed out the day last night, which would be approximately a drop back down to these levels right here. Really not a severe drop as far as drops go. And to be honest, with the CME gap at those levels, it makes me very bullish on next week as well. I think that next week, to be honest, it could be the week where we break up to $28,000. And let me explain to you why I expect that is a very strong possibility. Because looking at the daily chart right now, you can see Bitcoin is making its way through this level of liquidity. And you can see that basically after the price of Bitcoin surpasses this final level of liquidity right here, it's sitting at $24,300. After the point of breaking through $24,300, we really have no liquidity then, all the way up to this next level here at $29,000, which is why I'm holding out. I really do think that Bitcoin stands a strong chance of breaking upwards very, very significantly. And again, to add to that point, why would I don't want to take profits on my trades right now. I feel like my trades are some very good entries. Like we were long on Bitcoin since $21,300. And I don't feel like taking profits right now is the best idea. I might be wrong on that. But at the same time, I'm not so bothered about a slight price decline, even if we do go back down to close the CME gap. Because remember, last week we didn't close the CME gap. So we may get into the trend now of ignoring the CME gap for a few weeks. So I'm not as confident. So I'm not taking the CME trade this week because I don't know if it will pay off. And I don't know if market confidence is so high in which we just ignore this completely for a while. Because it has been the case in the past whereby you do ignore the CME gap in favor of continuing upwards to go to a higher CME gap level. So back on the point, I've also opened this trade here on BNB that's currently $2 in a profit. Why have I opened a long position on BNB? Well, there's something that I need to show you. This is BNB versus Bitcoin. You can see Binance Coin versus Bitcoin. By the way, that BNB trade is open on BYBIT. So if you are interested in trading BNB, please do check out the link in today's video description for BYBIT. You'll get up to $30,000 for free for just clicking on that link, signing up, making an account, all that good stuff. Now, that's a deposit bonus. So you'd also do have to make a deposit in order to get some of that bonus as well. But all of the information is on the link in today's video description. But the point is about BNB right now, I feel like BNB has bottomed out in terms of its Bitcoin value. We've re-hit this level of support down here, and I'm somewhat expecting a break back to the upside. If we do lose this level, we drop down quite significantly on the price of BNB. And let me just measure how far insignificant that drop would be. It would basically be a return to this previous level right here, which would be approximately a 24% decline in the value of BNB. And I just don't foresee that happening. Don't think that that seems all that realistic given the state of the market and given how bullish BNB has been in the past, especially if there are more people coming into crypto to buy Bitcoin right now, then Binance Coin essentially should have more adoption, being that they just burnt about, I think it was like $200 million of Binance Coins, decreasing the overall supply. I feel quite bullish on Binance Coin right now, hence why I've opened up a long position. If you look at the BNB versus USD chart, it's like this, but it's still not looking fantastic. But that's what I want to look for in this market. I want to look for trades that don't look fantastic in terms of their recent price action, but do look somewhat like they've bottomed out. And it really does look like it's bottomed out in terms of its Bitcoin value right now. Hence why I have opened a trade, a long position on BNB. And I'll keep updating you on the channel. So please make sure you are subscribed and we can go through the market together. And I'll update you every single time I see a move on the charts and all that good stuff. Now, back to the price of Bitcoin. Of course, I've mentioned the CME gaps in the past. We have this gap down down here, we have this gap all the way up here. I expect this gap will close before this gap, especially given the current state of the market. However, just be warned that if we do decline over the course of the next couple of days, then it's just something to be concerned about, that, you know, this gap still exists and we can come down and revisit it. So we're not like 1,000,000% bullish right now. We're cautiously, optimistically bullish and in long positions. And if you're wondering how much profit overall my long positions are in right now, it's about $13,000. I do want to point out that on my BYBIT account, started this BYBIT account just like 2 weeks ago with $7,000. And currently I've got $125,000. And every single trade that I've posted on this channel has contributed towards the growth of that account balance, and it's been an amazing couple of weeks trading the value of cryptocurrencies. And if you've had an amazing time as well, slap a like on today's video, because it has been a fantastic few weeks in the world of crypto. Now, I also said today that we're going to be discussing the price of TAP coin and how that is getting along recently. Well, TAP has been getting sold into just a little bit, and I believe that we have this level of support here forming. So essentially, we're currently penanting outwards, and this is ultimately a bull pennant situation, whereby I expect a break to the upside, being a very typical bull flag, bull pennant, whatever you want to call it, situation going on right here. In terms of the sell side liquidity, some person has put in a big wall here of 11.93 Bitcoins. I do want to point out that that is not a big wall in terms of the overall volume that we've seen on it so far. And I believe that whoever has put that wall up essentially is trying to pressure the price of Bitcoin down, because I also believe that the same person that's put this wall up here is the same person with these buys right here. Like, they've got 7 million in buys right here, 4 million in buys, and they're trying to push the price down to 58 sats. And then no doubt they'll try and make the price rise back up to the upside. So in terms of TAP in the short term, I believe that TAP will continue to consolidate within this range during the course of this weekend. And then next week, I am expecting a break to the upside. Again, I still think 100 sats is more than possible for the price of TAP, and if it was to get up to that 100 sat level, let me measure the price increase that we would actually have on that. So from the bottom to the top situation right here, all the way up to 100 sats, that would be around a 66% increase in the price of TAP Global. And I'm holding out for that. And I actually think when we get to 100 sats, if you actually look at the volume profile right now that I actually don't have on the chart, but if you actually did look at the TAP volume profile, essentially when we break over 100 sats, there really is very little seller resistance, and I would really expect the price to moon after that, and volume would significantly increase and all these good things. So I remain bullish on TAP, still not sold any TAP, and I really do think the overall market for TAP is looking very, very bullish, especially given there is more adoption of cryptocurrencies going on right now. That means more people signing up to the application. If you don't have the application for TAP, please do download it. You'll find it linked in today's video description. It's an app that basically allows you to spend money on a debit card in crypto, similar to crypto.com, but you actually get a real world bank account as well, meaning that you can do bank transfers and all sorts of things with the app that you can't actually do on any other cryptocurrency app. It gives you a genuine European bank account, which is fantastic news. So yeah, check that out. You'll find a link in today's video description. Back over now to the price of Bitcoin, and then over to the price of Ethereum. Bitcoin is now broken through that $23,000 level, but showing you the current price of Ethereum. Ethereum is looking so tasty right now. We should break through this level of resistance, and when we do break through this level of resistance, I've been discussing it for a while. Currently the price is sitting at $1,655. When we break through $1,675, we come up and we retest this previous level of resistance. Now, I would really, at the very, very least, before having any further downside, expect to close this level right here, which is sitting at $1,850. I've been saying this for a while now. Like, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that ever since we broke through this yellow line right here, I've been predicting this pump to the upside of approximately 55% on the price of Ethereum. And I really do think that is going to play out fairly soon. I don't think that Bitcoin is at the top right now, which again is why I'm not playing the short trade this weekend on the CME gap. I don't feel like trading the CME gap this weekend makes sense given how much bullish sentiment there is in the market right now, but also how much bearish sentiment there is in the market right now. Because I also want to point out about the funding rates for Bitcoin right now. Has Bitcoin's funding rate returned to normal yet? I want to just check that. Let's have a look. Bitcoin's funding rate, yes, it's just returned to normal, which means we've had some extreme short liquidations overnight, which is fantastic to see. But also you've got to bear in mind, there are still people trapped in those shorts from $16,000, $17,000, $18,000. That guy on Twitter openly tweeted out that he was mega short at $18,000, and there are thousands of people that copy that guy's trades. So I believe that those people have not been squeezed out yet, and because they are still short, I think that they're going to get squeezed out all the way up to $28,000 where they get liquidated. Ultimately, we see the same thing in bears as what we do in bulls. I mean, I'm guilty of this as well, getting too euphoric at the top of a market. Now, if you understand, if you invert the chart, But bears had a bull market for the past 18 months. So they're in euphoria still. They're still in decent profits, but all those profits are going to get sucked away pretty soon, is my expectation, as the price of Bitcoin continues to rise. And at some point, it's going to turn around. At some point, we are going to have a retracement. Just bear that in mind. So if you are in profit right now, consider taking some, because we don't know how long this is going to last. But to me, right now, given the amount of money I've got on the order book, I think it's worth leaving me these trades open. I think that closing them right now doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My entry is at $21,300, so it just does not make sense for me to close this right now. And I'm expecting to go up and close that gap at $28,000, being how close we are to a significant breakout on the price of Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin only needs to break through this level here at approximately, what would that be? I mean, we've kind of covered this final level right here. It means that essentially we should, in theory, go all the way up to about $25,000 this weekend. But be an interesting one. See how it plays out with the CME gap. I'm in my long trades. Not really planning on changing anything. And if you did enjoy today's video, do slap a like on it. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. Hope you did enjoy it. Thank you all for subscribing to the channel, and check out the links in today's video description. Don't forget, if you are trading, please make sure you are using a VPN. But on that note, you'll find one linked in today's video description. So check out all those links and information. Also, if you want a trading tutorial, you'll find one linked below and on the screen right now. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.